Tuesday, here to talk to you about today's workout. If you're joining us underneath the viaduct, you'll need your yoga mat, you'll need a dumbbell, and you'll need your jump rope for today. We have 3 different parts of our workout. We're going to start first, 10-minute AMRAP, 50 double unders, 30 skier hops, 10 broad jumps. Take a quick rest, 5 minutes for clearance of 20-second plank hold, 20-second twisting climbers, 20-second bear crawl shoulder taps. Take another quick rest, then finishing up with another 10-minute AMRAP of 10 Turkish Get Ups, 20 side bridges, 30 lateral hops. So we're going to start talking first about our first 10-minute AMRAP that we have. We have 50 double unders, so make sure you have your jump rope for that. If you do not have double unders, we can sub a 75 single under, so 1.5 times that 50. If you're working on your double unders, I would say go with about 45 to 60 seconds of double under practice and then move on to that next movement if you do want to get some skill work in with those double unders. As always, make sure we're keeping our elbows tucked in at our side, wrists are out in front of us, shoulders are nice and relaxed. Focusing on jumping higher, not necessarily bringing our feet up higher, but just a higher jump for those double unders. For our skier hops, we got 30 of these. So in the top of a plank position, I'm going to bring my feet up to the right side and then back to my plank, that's 1, up to the left, back to the plank, that's 2. You have 30 of those. Then next I have 10 broad jumps, so potentially the length of your yoga mat, maybe a little bit further. Just going to be starting on one end of your mat and jumping towards the other, potentially going a little bit further past. For this jump, for the start of our jump position, we want to be in a nice strong power stance. So think about sending our hips back, hips go back, and then I explode hips open really fast as I jump forward. So some broad jumps. And stand up, that's 1. That's 2. So on for a set of 10. That's your first part, your 10-minute AMRAP. Next we have 5 minutes for clearance. So I know during quarantine and even potentially before COVID, we started doing these 4 tolerance and 4 clearance workouts. Focusing on our 4 clearance today, which is really all about your ability to recover quickly. So we're working on the ability to clear out that lactic acid and recover. So the way that this is structured, we have a static hold, followed by a little bit of a sprint with those twisting climbers, and then nice and steady with those bear crawl shoulder taps. Again, focusing on our ability to have a sprint and then your ability to recover for clearance versus tolerance is when we're looking at your ability to kind of push through that discomfort and fatigue and hold on for a little bit longer. So starting first with our plank hold, I'll leave it up to you if you want to do push-up plank or on your forearms. With either of these, we want to make sure that we're not having our hips up in the air or sagging down, whether I'm in the top of a push-up position or on my forearms. Trying to keep that spine nice and neutral. Next we have our twisting climber, so bringing opposite knee to opposite elbow. This is my sprint. 20 seconds there. And then next, 20-second bear crawl shoulder taps. We started to do these more, so our bear crawl position, thinking about kind of in a tabletop position here, trying to keep my back nice and flat, on my toes, a little bit of a bend in my knee here, and my regular shoulder taps of opposite hand to opposite shoulder. This will make it a little bit more difficult than that plank position, maintaining that flat spine, neutral spine, and in that bear crawl position. Again, we have a little bit of a bend in our knee, up on our toes, not having our hips in the air up high, nice and neutral. Making sure, engaging your core the whole time during that. It is obviously a core focus movement that we have there. After our 5 minutes for clearance, we then have our last 10-minute AMRAP. Starting first with 10 Turkish Get Ups. You guys are pros at these by now. So make sure you have a dumbbell or kettlebell with you that will allow you to do a Turkish Get Up. So if I'm on my right side, my right leg will be bent, right arm fully extended. I'm looking up on this dumbbell the whole time. I'm going to start first by rolling up onto my left elbow, then onto my left hand. I'm going to sweep my left leg through, stand up into the bottom of the lunge, and then stand up all the way. From here, I'm going to step back into a lunge, onto my left hand, swoop that left leg through, onto my left elbow, and laying back down. Notice that whole time that I was maintaining my gaze looking up at my object, I also maintained a straight arm the whole time. We don't want to have this break in the elbow. We want to keep that arm fully locked out, thinking about pushing up on that object for those Turkish Get Ups. Next, I have 20 side bridges. I'll do 10 on each side. So in a side plank position, on my elbow up here, I'm going to dip my hip down and then squeeze my glutes, lift my hips back up. Dip down, back up. So I'll do 10 on one side, then 10 on the other. And to wrap it up, we have 30 lateral hops. So you can either choose to do these over your dumbbell or just over a line. If I'm doing it over a line, 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to really think about lifting my feet up high as if there was an object there. We want to avoid this kind of like just going back and forth like this. That doesn't really translate, not as athletic as a nice high jump. Or for an extra challenge, we could do our lateral hops over our dumbbell or kettlebell if you're really looking for a challenge. But over your dumbbell, same idea, each side is 1 rep. So 1, 2, and so on, till I get to 30. Those are your 3 different parts of the workout: dumbbell or kettlebell, mat, jump rope, and we'll see you under the viaduct.